Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joe Q. Week 2 preview time. The Raiders are headed to Baltimore, and Baltimore is pissed off right now. I know I said I had this game chalked up as a loss, but I'm telling you right now, I love this team too much to just come out here and say, it's impossible for us to win, there's no chance we can do this. It is going to be a tough-ass game. And no, I do not expect us to win, but there are ways that we can win this game, and I am sick and tired of seeing people shit on this team after 1 week of football. Even though I was one of those people, it is what it is. You work off raw emotion, you're going to end up saying some shit because you're pissed off. But this team does have potential. We do have a damn good defense. We have to figure out what the hell our offense is going to do. But I want to take a look at a few different things and just get your guys' opinions on it, because I refuse to sit here and just write next week off completely. We are going to have to bring our very best if we're going to knock this team off. And I get it. Their offense is fucking loaded. They got Lamar Jackson. They got King Henry. They have 3 deep threat wide receivers in Flowers, Bateman, and Nelson Agholor. We all know his ass can streak the field, but their 2 biggest threats going into this game are Andrews and Likely. We have historically sucked against tight ends, and they have 2 that are truly brilliant. I know Andrews didn't do shit last week, but if you think that trend's going to continue, you're wrong. And Likely has a shot at being one of the best tight ends in the league by the end of this season. Their offensive line is good, but they're not great, and that's one of our advantages going into this game. We have to be able to put pressure on Lamar Jackson, and we have to be able to stop Derrick Henry. If we can do those 2 things and force him to throw the ball the majority of this game, we might have a shot. But do you know the absolute best way to limit a powerhouse offense? You take them off the field and you leave them on the sideline. And this is where the big ass question marks start circling around my head, because we have to figure out a way to orchestrate 10 to 12 to 15 play drives, march down the field, and put that shit in the house. To be completely honest with you, I don't think Luke can do that. But on the slim chance that he can put together a game plan for this team, we need Zamir White and Madison to come out and play the best games they have ever freaking played. And I believe both those dudes have the talent to make that happen. But our ragdoll offensive line needs to be able to push some freaking bodies around this week. If they play like they did last week, we are going to get completely shit on. They have to step their game up, because the only way to establish these long drives is to have a running game that's working well enough to set up the play actions and be able to start to exploit the back half of this defense. I get it. That's like the most cliche bullshit to say. Oh, you have to win the trenches and establish the running game. That is the same damn thing that every talking head tells you before every game you watch on Sunday. But that is always key 1 and 2 to winning a game. But that allows you to set up the play actions. It allows you to stretch the field. And by the love of God, Getsy, you have 2 of the best young tight ends in football. Work the middle of the fucking field this game. Put Minshew in a situation where he's taking 2 3-step drops and getting that damn ball out of his hand as fast as possible. Ravens have a damn good defense, but they're pretty beat up at that linebacker spot right now. If we could take advantage of that shit, we might have a shot to be able to move the ball slowly but surely down the field until we punch that shit in. But if this offense comes out and we get pushed around and we end up going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, we're screwed. There's not going to be a damn thing that the defense can do to save us in that situation. Unless you're talking about a game where we're getting constant pick sixes, and by some fucking miracle our defense is putting points up. And moving over to the defense, the first thing we have to do is put a damn spy on Lamar Jackson the entire fucking game. Then you have to figure out a way to stop Derrick Henry consistently. Our defensive line is going to have their hands full the majority of this game, which means our linebackers and our secondary needs to step up and they need to make plays. We are going to need at least 2 turnovers in this game to change the tide at some point. Calling it right now, Jack Jones gets a pick this game, and Diablo gets a sack fumble. Trayvon's going to end up having to play the deep middle the majority of this game, so Epps and Hobbs are going to have to be able to drop down in that box, help guard the tight ends, and help stop the run. Our cornerbacks are going to be on islands. They have to be able to shut down that deep threat. This game is not going to be impossible, but it is going to be a hell of a fight if we're going to pull this shit out. Can we do it? The fan in me says, fuck yeah, we can do it. We're the Raiders. But the realistic football junkie that's inside me says we're going to get blown out by 20 or more. But I've backed this team for so damn long that the fan side of me always wins. So Raiders, if you end up watching this, go out there and kick that fucking Ravens ass. Show the league that week 1 was a fluke, and maybe I won't have to show up on here Sunday night pissed off out of my mind again. Because at the end of the day, these are all professional athletes that have a shot at knocking somebody off any given Sunday. There's a real shot that the Ravens are looking past this game, much like everybody else is, and that's when you sneak up and whip somebody's ass. But if we do end up getting blown out, AP, your ass better start looking for another OC immediately, because I am personally going to tear Getsy a new fucking asshole. See y'all Sunday night.